The government of the United Kingdom has left without a choice but to put the country under a second spate of lockdown. Hi again and welcome. This is Link0r0na TV. Let's talk, and we're about to discuss this on the program after the United Kingdom have stated that the country will go under a second spate of lockdown, which will take effect Thursday of this week. It is also stipulated some new measures and restrictive measures outlined by the government. When we return, we'll have the details of this to come on the program. This is Link0r0na TV. Let's talk, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. This is Link0r0na TV. Let's talk. Without no delay, let me just get straight into the details of this. Well, this was not the news that many individuals in the United Kingdom were expected to heard last night when the Prime Minister made the announcement of the new restrictive measures. So let me just bring you up to date with the latest that we have to bring to you as it relates to this. So the Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, announced a new 4-week lockdown across England starting from Thursday. This is stipulated by the government said that bars and restaurants will close, but takeaways can continue to operate as in the spring lockdown. Shielding measures will not be reintroduced, but vulnerable people or those aged over 70 are told to take special care of themselves. School and university will be kept open throughout the period, unlike in the lockdown in the earlier part of the year. The furlough system paying 80% of employees' wages will extend through to November. The current surge in the number of infectious cases in the UK and the number of positive cases so far has surpassed 1 million, we're told. One model seen in the government forecasts up to 4,000 deaths a day according to the winter month, and if no action is taken, this could be worse. Over the past 7 days, the United Kingdom has seen a significant amount of infectious cases, bringing the total number of new cases to 23,000 cases a day, and the UK has so far recorded 237 deaths with the coronavirus since the onset of the second wave of the pandemic. Now, this has left the government without a choice right now, just in order to try their best to curtail the rapid spread of this virus. And I know that a number of people right now in the United Kingdom are becoming very worried based on the new regulations outlined by the government. But when we look on the situation, the government have decided that schools, universities and nurseries will remain open during this time. Unlike previously in the first wave of the coronavirus, where the government had shut schools totally during this time. So we're going to bring you up to date with more information right now that we have to bring to you as it relates to these new measures outlined by the government. The first lockdown in England was announced on March 23rd when Mr. Boris Johnson addressed the nation in a special broadcast outlining the new restrictive measures aimed at curbing the spread of the virus. Under those measures, the government allowed people to leave their home in order to exercise and one-day travel, just in order for people to get out of the house and also in order just to feel at ease. Schools were closed and shops with non-selling essential items were shut, along with gyms, and also public gatherings were banned, easing the measure that took place effect back in March. On June the 1st, children began to return into school 2 weeks after non-essential shops were allowed to reopen, along with zoos and safari parks. Pubs were allowed to open their doors again on the 4th of July, followed by beauty salon, nail bars and tattoo shops. On August 15, small wedding receptions were allowed and bowling alleys and casinos reopened. But a few weeks later, the Prime Minister warned of a second wave of the coronavirus, which has caused havoc right across right now. And we have seen the number of infectious cases rising significantly back after the second wave is sweeping the whole entire world right now. A number of countries still remain on partial lockdown, and the United Kingdom is just taking this as a precautionary measure just in order to stop the rapid spread of this virus, which has seen more than 46,000 people losing their life in the United Kingdom alone. So the government have just implemented these measures just in order to curb the spread of this. And we have seen a number of individuals taken to the streets just in order to protest about a second spate of lockdown. Now the government is left without a choice based on the number of infectious cases so far, and we have seen this, how it has impacted the whole entire world. And we're about now to just bring you up to date with some more information as it relates to what's to come from this. The new raft of measures will come in effect on Thursday, but not everything will be the same as the previous lockdown. So I'm about now to bring you up to date with the latest restrictive measures as outlined and stipulated by the government of the United Kingdom. So for example, schools, colleges and universities will remain open during this lockdown. Workplace will be told to stay open where people can't work from home, including construction and manufacturing. Support bubbles will remain for people who live alone and household made up of single parents and children. Children will be able to move between homes if their parents are separated. Those deemed vulnerable or people older will be told to be especially careful in following the rules and minimize contact with other people, but shielding measures won't be reintroduced in this new current spate of lockdown stipulated by the government. The measures implemented by the Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, are for the United Kingdom, with Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland have their own restrictive measures in place just so far. So we have seen the spate and this level of pandemic and how it has swept the world like a storm. This has caused the life and devastation of so many individuals right across, and we have seen how this has bear down on the world and caused an upset as it relates to manufacture, production, and also just the general well-being of a number of individuals right across. We have seen how this has taken effect in the United Kingdom, and we have seen how it has raveled the Caribbean as well, and a number of other countries, including Spain, Italy, that were hard hit by this pandemic. So we're just hoping that these restrictive measures can help the government in curtailing the spread of this and try their very best to cope with this current situation. This has been Links 007 TV. Let's talk, and I'm out for this one. Have a blessed and productive day.